So usually on this channel we talk about things metal related. However, today I'm going to take a little bit of time and we just need to talk about normies. That's a kind of a controversial topic. Normies, you know, the people who don't listen to metal. And I'm just going to say, the people who don't listen to metal, they will never understand it. Some people just will never understand what it means to be a metalhead and the subculture and everything about it, because to a lot of people, when they hear metal, to them it just sounds like a wave of noise and screaming, and they can't really discern the finer detail around metal music. A lot of the time it's because people are very closed-minded. These are the types of closed-minded people who do not venture out of their comfort zone to find anything else that's not completely mainstream. And I'm not trying to say metal is the best music subgenre out there. I'm sure that there's good stuff in every other subgenre out there too, you know, like classical music, jazz, there's nothing wrong with that. That's pretty good music. I'm not saying metal's better than that. But I'm saying the people who don't listen to metal just will never understand why metal is so good. And a lot of people will listen to death metal, something like Cannibal Corpse or Dying Fetus or something, and they'll say, wow, this is just screaming and noises.
You go to a concert of death metal, somebody might get killed!
When in reality, you have to break down the music on more than a surface level. If you're looking at music at only a surface level, which is basically looking at the lyrics and the vocalist, you're not gonna really be able to understand the true meaning of the music. I used to have this problem before I even got into metal, where I didn't really care about songs other than just the lyrics. And that's looking at music at such a very surface level. You're not really getting the deeper meaning. Music is a lot more than just vocals and lyrics. There's rhythm, melody, you know, there's chord progression, you have song structures, you have bridges, you have choruses, I guess in metal you have guitar solos as a major part of it as well. If you can't take the effort to put aside your own biases and actually listen a little bit more than just casually playing something, listen to the song. Listen to the melody, you know, listen to the rhythm, the lyrics, I guess, but that's not the major point of metal. Metal is not just about the lyrics. A lot of metal, I don't even care about the lyrics, because I'm gonna be honest, I can't understand the lyrics, but that's okay. The guitar part is what I really like to focus on. If the bass work is good, the drums are good. Drums are usually the backbone to most music, regardless of what genre you're even talking about in any music. Like even fucking pop music, drums play a big part in the song structure and the rhythm. And if you can't look past the lyrics, you're not going to be able to find that. And that is why so much mainstream music is just dumbed down to a point where it's not even interesting. It's not creative. It's very safe. Nothing being done in a lot of mainstream music is very, you know, interesting or intuitive. But your average music enjoyer is not going to look more at music at more than a surface level. And that's why if you played something like Opeth to a random casual pop music listener, it's just gonna hurt their ears because they haven't grown an ear to be able to discern music at more than a surface level, which I've mentioned like 5 times at this point in this video. I got into metal 5 or 6 years ago, and before I listened to metal, I used to hate music. I remember in like 6th or 7th grade music class, which was probably like 10 years ago at this point, we had an assignment where we were to, I guess, just describe or draw a picture of the average musician. And I remember what I did. I drew some like sad, pathetic loser looking guy. And there was air quotations about him complaining about relationships and stuff, because that's all that I thought music was at the time, was just people complaining about relationships, people whining about money and shit. If that's all you think music is, you're not going to enjoy it. You're going to get tired of it eventually, and that's why you need to search beyond your comfort zone and look for music that can actually reach your soul. For me, it's metal. Now, it might be different subgenres for other people. There's more to music than the top 20 artists on Spotify, whoever they are, and there's more to music than what comes on the radio. Here's my second point in the video. People complaining that mainstream music is soulless and stupid. Music was better back in the 80s and 90s for the metal scene, basically, is what I'm referring to. Oh, nothing's gonna beat my Iron Maiden and Judas Priest. Oh, these damn kids and their deathcore music. You have to look past the mainstream stuff. Because if all you look at is, like I said, what gets played on the radio, you're gonna find garbage. You're gonna find overproduced pop shit, you know? You have to look at deeper. It's not hard to discover new bands. I find like 10 new bands every week just by browsing around on Spotify when I'm bored. It's so easy to find new artists. So when people say metal is dead, no, it's not fucking dead. It's probably better than it's been since it started, you know? It's at a good point. Just look at festivals and shit in Europe. Modern metal is shit. Metal died with Dimebag Darrell. Like, really? There's more metal bands than just Metallica, Pantera, Slayer, and Anthrax. There's way more bands out there. You gotta look for them. Just because something is more obscure doesn't mean it's shit. A lot of the times it's the other way around. The more obscure a music genre or a metal band or whatever, a hobby or anything, honestly, a lot of the time, the less it has been infiltrated by pop culture, which leaves its own sense of originality and creativity that still dwells within that scene, typically you'll find a lot better stuff than what you will in the mainstream. Because once the mainstream culture gets a hold of something, it tends to dumb it down, ruin it. People who are open-minded and people who actually listen to all kinds of music and they can appreciate metal, I respect, even if they don't like it that much, but they can listen to it. I respect that. You've got to open up your mind to differing opinions, different music genres, because at the end of the day, metal is just a different opinion on how music should be written and played and produced, and a different opinion on what is the best style of music. At the end of the day, it's all the same thing. It's all music. It's just a different style of doing it. And here's my last point. Point number 3 in this video. People think that mosh pits are stupid. I can definitely see where you're coming from. However, most of the people complaining that mosh pits are stupid have never been in one. They never know like the exhilaration you feel, the adrenaline rush you feel when you're in a fucking mosh pit. Yeah, you're slamming into other people, but that's kind of the part of it. It's a way of releasing pent-up aggression in a setting where it's acceptable. You can't do that anywhere else except for a metal show. You do that out in public, people are going to look at you weird, you might get arrested. You can do that at a metal show, and it's a good way to release pent-up aggression. And that's why mosh pits are so fun. Yes, you might get injured. That's part of it. But generally, mosh pits have a subculture of their own where if somebody falls down, they get picked up. Somebody looks like they need a break. Somebody will probably push them off to the side and ask them, are you good, man? Some kid gets knocked out or something, they'll bring him off to the side. Starts doing karate kicks out in the pit in a show where it doesn't fit, where it's not like a metalcore show. They get pushed out. They get shoved back into the crowd. There's a subculture. There's respect. There's laws. There's unspoken rules. And that's another thing. Metal is a brotherhood. If you're not in it, you don't get it. If you're in it, you get it, though. And you can respect and appreciate metal for what it is. Just wanted to talk about that real quick. I just see a lot of people just complaining about the state of modern music when, in fact, there's bands in metal. Metal is one of the few subgenres out there that still has soul and makes genuine music. And there's tons of metal bands putting out great stuff.